Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to make biscuits from scratch without buttermilk. So before we moved out here and were really more self-conscious about making our own things from scratch, I didn't carry buttermilk in my refrigerator very often. You know, if I made a buttermilk pie or something for a special occasion, then maybe I would, but usually all I had was butter and milk. So today I'm going to show you how to make biscuits using butter and milk. And you have a couple of other ingredients in here, but I'm sure you have them in your pantry already. So here we go. As you can see, I've already been working, so don't mind the mess. I've already been making some. So, okay, you're going to need your bowl. You're going to need 2 cups of flour, a ½ teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of baking powder, a ½ cup of unsalted butter, and 3/4 cup of milk. Now, if you only have salted butter, just put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in instead of the ½ teaspoon of salt. Okay, so 2 cups of flour into your bowl. There's a ½ cup, 1 cup, 1.5 cups, and 2 cups. Okay, 2 cups of flour. There we go. Let me turn you a little bit. All right. Now you're going to need a tablespoon of baking powder, which is 3 teaspoons. All right, and then a ½ teaspoon of salt. Okay, now you're going to kind of whisk that up a little bit with your fork. Kind of fluff it up a little, mix it in really good, get it incorporated. Okay. Now you're going to take your ½ cup of butter and you're just going to chunk it off into the bowl. And you want your butter to be good and cold. Okay, in fact, I've got mine really cold. And you just want to chunk it off into little bits because you're going to incorporate this in, but you're not going to mix it up so that it's really well mixed. You want it to be little kind of chunkies because that's going to give you your flaky biscuit. Come on, butter. Trying to get smaller bits so it doesn't take as long. There we go. All right. And now you're going to mix it up in there. And like I said, you're not going to mix it till that butter is melted up in there. You want it to be nice little tiny crumbles, basically, of butter. So I like to stir it up a little bit and then take my fingers and just kind of break up any of those bigger pieces. It makes it go by a little faster, and like I said, I don't want my butter to get too warm, so I'm going to just kind of crumble it up a little bit. I'm going to assume that y'all wash your hands before you start working on things like this. Now once you get this all mixed up good so that you've got these tiny little pellets of butter, you're going to put in your 3/4 cup of milk. You're going to put in your 3/4 cup of milk. Now, again, the idea is not to mix it up too much, but you want this to mix together enough that all your dry stuff is wet now. Okay? Alright, so I think that's about got it. Okay. Get the dough off of our fork there. Alright, now you want to turn this out onto a lightly floured surface, which we've already got going on. Okay, and at this point I'm going to scrape the bowl out so I can get any little bits I got left in there. There we go. Collect up all your little bits. Put it into a big bowl. Flatten it out like a pancake, and then you're going to fold it over itself just a couple of times until it's well held together. Once again, you're not doing it too much because you don't want your dough to get warm. Okay, and now I'll turn that over, flatten it out a little bit, and I'm going to take my rolling pin and I'm going to roll it to a little over 1/2 inch thick. Feel free to put a little more flour if you need to. Turn around here. Okay, now once you got it about 1/2 inch thick, you don't have to be exact, friends. You just want it to be kind of even. Flour up a biscuit cutter if you have one, or a glass if you don't. And there's your biscuit. Now these are going to go in a 450-degree oven for 13 to 15 minutes. Okay. Now I have already done one batch for the family to enjoy today, so these ones are going to go in the freezer for later. Alright friends, and then that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to share our videos. Feel free to leave a comment down in the description box below if you want to. And we hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Want to know what's better than homemade biscuits and homemade lavender blossom jelly? Not much. That's the answer. Not much. Yummo. Let me tell you, if you've never had lavender blossom jelly, you really need to find you some. Try it out. It is to die for. Maybe you'll see a video here someday. Maybe. You'll have to keep an eye out and see, won't ya? Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.